It's the 15th of June 2012 and we're here at the Rocket Room with Gasoline Inc. How you doing, guys? So you've recently released your The Wanted One EP. How's that been going?
Yeah, good. Very well. So yeah, been doing the touring cycle for the last couple of months and coming to the end of this bunch of them and back at home.
This is the last show tonight.
Last show of the tour tonight, back at home, Perth. We can't wait to get the stage and
where we grew up.
Rocket Room. We did a residency here in 2010. It was like the second home to us. So, you know, when we had to pick the venue, it was pretty obvious that we wanted to come back here and play. So we just can't wait to do it.
Great. And so, who's this guy on the right?
This is Mick Haggerty.
I don't know. Where did he come from? Is he allowed to be in here? Or
Security.
18.
Yeah, right. We don't
he's
believe
18.
Mick Haggerty.
So where'd you find Mick?
Fucking yeah.
On the streets of Melbourne.
We caught him in the mountain, cut his tail off, and trained him up to play guitar.
He was a midget in a travelling circus. No, he's all good.
Yeah, we put an ad out for a new guitarist just to fill out the sound again, and after months and months and months of shit guys, we found Mick and slotted in well.
Awesome. So the EP, now the title track's about Ned Kelly.
Yeah.
What inspired you to write about him?
Oh, he's just an Australian icon, and you know, it's a song that we kind of wanted to do for a while. I was just waiting for the right time, and being in Melbourne with there's a lot of things going on at the time with Ned Kelly. They found his remains, and you know, I did a little trip up to Glen Rowan and sort of got the vibe of it all, and ended up finishing the lyrics. And thought, you know, this would be a good patriotic song to do. We just feel that, or maybe Australia needs one. You know, a new rock song that's anthemic, and obviously with an Australian icon such as Ned Kelly as being the main topic, it was probably a good way to go with it.
Cool. And what about the other 4 tracks on the album? Let's run through them track by track. Aurora, what's that one about?
You wrote the words.
Sometimes, yeah, I don't know what I write about. Aurora, that's a song I guess just about, you know.
We did that when the storm was hitting. We were at home in Freo.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. No, actually, we wrote that in Perth and it became part of the EP, so that was a kind of an old one we took with us, but yeah, I think Perth has some pretty crazy storms the last few weeks or whatever, but at that time there was a storm coming and we said, oh, you know, what has brought on this stormy sky, kind of became the opening lyric and we made it a chorus out of it, so I guess that's all I can say for that one.
All That Remains.
Yeah, All That Remains, yeah. I picked the guitar when we first moved to Melbourne. We had a lot of stuff going on where we lost a couple of members and we're still finding our feet, and yeah, that song sort of just came out of nowhere really. It's just picked up the guitar and it just sort of just happened, you know, and I guess it can mean anything to anyone. It's really, I don't know, sometimes like I said, I don't know what the song's about, it's just sort of whatever comes out and how it feels at the time. So that's,
I think it's the kind of song that anybody that listens to it can connect to it, because it speaks of, you know, when you listen to the lyrics, you can see your own childhood, kind of the things that you did as a kid, that everybody did. And I have to give kudos to Jason on the mix of that song, the way it builds up to this massive ending was just really worked great. So thanks.
And Shock seems to me just about loving music and the great feeling you get from music. Is that about right?
yeah.
Shock came about from Aurora actually.
It did too.
Because we were trying to figure out how to do that as a 4-piece and playing around with some different ways, and we got that main little guitar riff, and then we're like, hey, this is cool, and stumbled on from there. So
yeah, and so the lyrics of Shock are just paying reference to a lot of the bands that have influenced us, and so when we did the music video, we thought it'd be fun to sort of dress up, I guess, and have a bit of fun with it. Yeah, so
it did look like you were having a lot of fun. You got to channel your inner Morrison and Mercury and Jagger.
Cross-dressing.
Well, you know, that wasn't channeling anyway. I just do that anyway.
Is there a XXX behind-the-scenes video of that somewhere?
We're not telling.
Email us.
And the last track on the EP, possibly the most beautiful song you guys have written, is Blessed, about friendship, and which is just amazing, I think. It's a fantastic song. I remember you debuted that at your farewell show at Fly By Night.
It was the last time we played it.
And yeah, the funny thing is that show, we still weren't sure what the lyrics were, and the lyrics have changed since that show, but yeah, it's a lovely song. We love playing it, and I think it definitely highlights our versatility as a band, because we wanted this EP to demonstrate that to the people that listen to it. That we can do the upfront heavy rock stuff, but we can also bring it down for a ballad such as Blessed, and you know, I think that achieved it. The EP did sort of achieve that.
And it's also a very personal song, and songs like the Quatrains are very emotional and personal for you, especially Gab. I know that's got a lot of personal stuff for you.
Sure.
How does it feel when you write something like that and then stand up in front of 150 or 200 people and sing something that's that personal to you?
Well, I guess anytime you hit the stage, you've got to give something of yourself to the audience, you know. Otherwise, it doesn't seem genuine or authentic, and you know, people respond to that. So for me, you know, songs are like, for those, for example, I aim to, you know, empower people, or, you know, hopefully get them to connect with the song and they can take something away from it. So when you deliver it, it has to be authentic, and you really got to sing from the heart and from the soul. So for me, I love doing it. It's almost like passing on something that you've experienced to someone else, and hopefully it can help them along the way.
So since you've moved east, you've had a couple of members come and go. How do you feel your sound has evolved?
Well, Jake's probably the man for that, because he's the one that ends up producing it, mixing it, and he has a lot to
Yeah.
say about that, I think.
It's come a long way. I mean, what Andrew, our previous guitarist, brought to the band is very different from what Mick brings. You know, Andrew was a real flashy kind of guitarist and had that personality, whereas Mick has a lot of melody in his playing. So the new songs we're writing and Mick's input, you know, there's a lot more melody that's developed throughout the song. So
Also, losing the members, we had to kind of rework our songs that we already had it done, and it really made us go back to the drawing board and think, okay, what other ways we can you know, make this work. So it definitely took more of a turn, again, the two guitars mixing as one instead of, you know, being a defined lead and rhythm parts.
Discovering the delay pedal has been my highlight of this experience.
I noticed there's no songwriting credits listed on the album. Oh, sorry, the EP. Is the writing always a collaboration between you?
Yeah, usually someone will come in with an idea and then we sort of just, you know, jam it out. And you know, each song's different, but definitely in the past I've been doing the majority of the songwriting, but on this EP everyone's sort of chipping in, and the way we're heading as well, I think, you know, more people are bringing more stuff to the table, so it's definitely a healthy environment to write.
Let's get a little bit political for a moment. What would it have taken in terms of the Perth music industry for you to stay in town and not move?
I can answer that one. If Perth was on the east coast, it was a simple move for us, because when we started doing more tours over east, it's just too expensive. It's too far. You know, we have to pay for accommodation, travel, and it's just gear. You know, and then since we've been over there, the amount of touring we've done in the last 3 months, we couldn't have done from here. Well, we could have, but.
Well, for example, we did all the way up to Brisbane, back down, and it cost us $1,500. You know, doing Broome, we played 2 shows, and it cost us $1,500. You know, and we played 15 shows up and down.
I mean, we love Perth. It's a beautiful place. You know, it's weather in Melbourne's crap. You know, it's logistics, really. You know. So, yeah.
Now, you wrote Superstar was one of the very first songs you wrote, and you had a lot of success with that on the TV, with the footy shows and all that sort of stuff. Did that put a lot of pressure on you?